My name is Anna Marie Sinatra, the CEO of Sinatra Solutions, a coaching, consulting, and training firm that partners with you to catapult you to the next level in whatever it is that you're up to. Whether you're an individual that wants to sharpen your skills professionally, maybe it's leadership development, maybe you're the owner of a business and you have employees that you have to manage, maybe you're a manager, we can do that together. And if you're a business or an organization and you want to create those peaceful working atmospheres where your employees can work together as a team, we can do that with diversity training and conflict resolution and soft skill training. We can do it. We can partner together to get you where you want to be.
Hi, I'm Ava Sammarco, the Practical Nurse. I enjoy bringing you current and up-to-date health information for today's changing world. And I do this by hosting Health Focus.
And I host Health Matters.
And we collaborate to bring you focus on health matters.
So before we get started, we want to thank some of our sponsors. We want to thank Mattress and More, where Maddie Mattress is educating us in a variety of ways on how to get a restful sleep. You could never believe there's so much information when you're looking for a new mattress. If you have problems getting a good night's sleep, maybe you have some injuries like I did, knowing all the different details about those mattresses is so important, and he's doing such a fine job in educating the community.
Go right to sleep.
Yeah.
Also, we'd like to thank Western New York Imaging Associates, Dr. Frank Mascaro, providing state-of-the-art imaging equipment to assist you in your time of need. With many locations throughout Western New York, Kenton MRI, Lockport MRI, and Western New York MRI, downtown Buffalo, and his equipment in several other facilities throughout Western New York. Yeah. You'd be surprised.
Yeah, you would be. He's like all over.
Wow.
Yep.
Great.
And we want to thank Joe DeMarco from Wings Flights of Hope, where his volunteer pilots are flying sick children and people all over the United States in their time of need, whether it's a transplant service or, you know, somebody gets that call in the middle of the night, and God knows if you had to call the airlines, you pay a fortune. They have volunteer pilots that stay on call waiting for you to call them. So without any further ado, you want to tell them about making sure they got those pens and papers.
Pens and papers.
So let's you take lots of notes and let's get started. Time to get fit. Yep, this is a fitness program, but guess what? You don't need to put on any sweats. You don't need to put on your sneakers, but you still need your pen and paper because I'm at Face Fitness and we're going to get our face fit. So, hello to Michelle Giamberdino from Face Fitness, the owner of this beautiful, beautiful place.
Thank you.
The very first thing I have to say is when I walked in here, I just immediately got the feeling of such peace and serenity and calm, and everything's so beautiful. And I wasn't surprised when you told me.
Well, we had it feng shuied, and one of our wonderful clients, Linda Elson, was able to give me a great consult, put some concepts together, and I have an awesome friend named Barbara Fermat who I worked with in the makeup industry who became an interior designer, and we corroborated and
this is what you got.
Yep.
It is so beautiful.
Thank you.
Congratulations to you. It's so wonderful to be here and to be able to do a program on fitness for your face. I'm so glad because, you know, not for anything, I just didn't want to put on sweats and sneakers and get all sweaty, but I'm definitely up for some face fitness. So tell me a little bit about Face Fitness, what got you started and what you're all about.
Well, Face Fitness is Face Fitness Skincare. It's about skincare. It's about health and wellness and getting your skin to a fit place through some of our programs of what we do. I love science and art and fell into this industry, fell in love, and in 1995 I started Face Fitness Skincare. Kind of broke away from the hair salons to just concentrate on skin. It's the largest organ of our body.
Yeah. Oh, you know, that is something I always tell our viewers, that it's so important of what you put on your body as well as what we eat.
Absolutely. Skincare is not only about what we topically apply, but what we internally take in.
Yes.
So we're about intrinsic and extrinsic care. So, we've been at this a long time. We've developed a program, and why we're called Face Fitness, it's kind of like a skin gym. We're all about get you going and glowing.
I get you going and glowing. I love that. And my viewers have often heard me talking about going in the mind gym to get our minds exercised and how to look at things in a different perspective, different things. So I just feel like we're kindred spirits because we're talking about all this great fitness.
What people don't realize is they are born with a skin type. But through the years, it could be many things that occur. It could be adolescence, hormonal changes, stress, sun and environmental exposure. They acquire conditions, but they still have the same skin type. But it's the conditions that we look at and we start addressing through proper skincare, proper nutrition, and some of the treatments that we do.
I am so glad that you talked about the skin being the largest organ. We talk about that all the time, how important it is, not only what you put in your body, but what you put on your body. And that is so amazing to hear you talk about that too. And I want you to talk a little bit about the water and wine that we talked about earlier.
Yeah, okay. Yes, and you and I talked about water and the coffee thing that you have in the morning, but yet you also make sure you drink your water.
Yes.
There's different ways of getting our hydration, and hydration is extremely important with skin proliferation, skin recovery, and the health of the skin. One is eating our water, fruits, vegetables. Our fatty essential oils are extremely important. Trying to stay away from the dehydrators, which is coffee
and wine,
all those
she mentioned
good
wine.
things that we love, our vices. But it is extremely important for skin holds about 70 to 80% water, and it's extremely important for the enzyme activities in the skin for the skin to function healthy. When it gets impaired is when the skin gets dehydrated, and a lot of times what we see, sometimes we'll see acne that really is not acne because the person doesn't have oily skin. They have dry skin, but it's gotten dehydrated, therefore the barrier got compromised and there's an inflammatory response.
Wow.
So a lot of people aren't sure what, at times when they are having a breakout, is it really acne or is it a lack of proper nutrition, hydration, as well as good care.
And
good
products.
skincare.
You mentioned about products too. You may be buying something over the counter because you think you have a certain something going on, and it could actually be doing you more harm than good.
Because a lot of times people play guessing games. And with guessing games, it's like, oh, I think this sounds good. I'm going to try this. I'm going to try that. I worked over the counter for years, and I sometimes found it hard to really kind of zero in on what was going on with their skin. I had to rely on what they were telling me. As an esthetician, what we do is we spend a full hour with somebody, and it's kind of like a discovery or a discovery treatment. I mean, we remove the makeup, we have a mag lamp, we look at the skin, we look at the texture, we look at the coloration, we look at cell proliferation. If there's buildup on the skin, we look at the hydration level. So we get a lot and gather a lot of information, and based on that information, we then know where their needs are, where they're to go.
Well, I think where you're going to take me and introduce me to one of the people that you work with and take a look at some of the rooms you're in. I'm afraid to ask because I know you said you could tell how much coffee or wine someone drinks just by looking at their skin. So maybe I'll ask you as we walk over to the other room, but I'm not going to ask you right now.
Sounds good. Great.
I'm so excited because I'm standing with another coach. This is so incredible. Coaching is just amazing. You get a coach to help you to get into your physical fitness, and then you hire me as your coach to get your mind into, go into the mind gym for all your thinking processes. And now we have coaching for your face fitness. I'm just loving this. We are definitely talking the same language.
Skincare coaching. This is Cathy Morrell. Cathy is a clinical esthetician, and she has been with me for 5 years. We make a great partner. Cathy has taught for years skincare, so she's phenomenal in theory. I've had a lot of practical hands-on for years. So the two of us together kind of make quite a team for coaching.
Yes, skincare coaching is all about transformation. Just like you said earlier, you go to the gym to get the body transformed, you come to Face Fitness to get your skin transformed. And that could be anything from anti-aging, acne, or just generally learning how to take care of your particular skin. We talked a little bit earlier about skin type and conditions. So as a coach, I help you to identify those conditions and sometimes what possibly can be the cause or the offender. Coffee and wine we've mentioned, but lifestyle, like if you work late hours, you're eating your last meal at 8 p.m., you're going to bed without taking your makeup off, all those little habits go into contributing to some of the conditions that we see.
I'm so glad that you talked about that, because sometimes, as tired as I am, I come home and I just fall out. I don't even want to wash my face. I don't want to do anything. I'm so tired. So tell us a little bit more about how important that is. And here's another thing. We hear always brush our teeth before we go to bed. This is all fitting in.
This is a big no-no. Definitely.
Yes. So think about all the things that your skin has faced. Pollution, any kind of chemical that you might experience at work, and then food and anything your hands have touched, probably you've then touched your face. So it's really important to take all of that off, because at night when you sleep, your skin renews and repairs. So you want it to be clean, free of impurities, debris, and toxins, and you want to feed it with nutrition and moisture so that it can do what it needs to do, repair and renew.
And you mentioned not eating after 8 o'clock at night. Now I know for our waistline, we've heard that all the time. Some people say not even one grape after a certain time before you go to bed. How does that affect your face?
Well, you have to remember that, again, the skin is the second largest organ of the body, but it's also a path of elimination. And when you eat really late meals, it's harder for your body to digest and then eliminate. And since it's a path of elimination, sometimes you're seeing skin that becomes sluggish. It doesn't have that vital glow or look healthy, and part of that can go into what is the lifestyle that you're living.
And this is huge. It's huge. Environmental exposure is like the #1 aging aspect. People that are being subjected to the elements, lifeguards, construction workers, sunbathers. I mean, the first 18 years of your life, any sun damage that you've had as a young child up until the age of 18, by the time you start to age at 30, 35, is when you start seeing a lot of pigmentation and things start to creep up. Your skin is kind of like a computer. It has a memory. And so any assaults or any sunburns or tanning, excessive tanning, that's what keeps us in business, is excessive environmental exposure.
Then I'm really in big trouble. So what help is there for me? Because when I was younger, I stayed out in the sun all the time. And one of the things I have to admit too is I'm not crazy about sunscreens, because in my mind, so you could help educate me and everyone else who's watching today, you put those chemicals on your skin in that sunscreen, and then that sun is baking the chemicals in.
Well, there are products that are now paraben-free, fragrance-free, micronized so that it is not occlusive and just sitting on the surface of the skin. Zinc oxide is natural.
Oh.
It's nothing chemical. Sometimes we put more chemicals in our body than we do on top. So sunscreen is paramount for actually creating that barrier. The most important thing with skincare is the barrier we create from environmental exposure. And so therefore, you know, products are extremely important.
Mm-hmm. I think I just got spanked a little bit because I was being honest in front of the estheticians. But that's what it's about, right? Having to be honest and tell you. You're talking about that when people come in to see you, they have to not only tell you all the information, but take it all off, take the mask off, right? And bring their faces to you in an honest way so you can help the best.
We do a full intake. We look at their health. We've looked at exposures. We look at if they've had autoimmune issues, any kind of medications that they have been on. We look at a lot of things. We look at a lot of factors. And then from those factors, you know, you brush your teeth every single day. And when you go to the dentist, you go and get your teeth cleaned. So we're kind of on that wavelength. I mean, you maintain your face every day. You may wash it, moisturize it, put your sunscreen on. But what we do is something, we take it a step higher, much, much higher. And it's kind of like getting your teeth cleaned. The way you get your teeth cleaned is very different than brushing your teeth every single day.
Yeah, very well said.
So we're working with, you know, your cell proliferation, the health of your skin. We're actually kind of enlightening you too, because a lot of people have, they're not sure what their skin type is. They're not sure where their needs are. They're not sure that they're dehydrated or they're excessively oily or some of their little health habits are really impinging upon good skin care.
Very interesting. And you'd like to add to that?
That there's no silly question. A lot of clients look to TV or magazines to get information, and a lot of that's, you know, company driven to make sales. We're here about helping you to get healthy skin. So we'll tell you ingredients that you need to look for. We tell you about, you know, the types of products that are going to work for your particular skin type that you're born with and the conditions that are present right now. So it's about helping you to make the best possible decisions to create the transformation that you're looking to create, because your complexion is the best reflection of you, and we would like you to have that best look possible.
And your face is your identity.
Yeah, it is.
It is.
My mom always taught me your face and your hair. That's what people are going to see first. I was thinking one thing I have to ask you is when you mentioned the dentist, because I just went for my cleaning, it's like no matter how much I floss or brush, they still hurt. Are you going to hurt if we come?
No. I don't think we do. I think we enlighten.
Enlighten, yeah, I like that word, enlightened. That was a good analogy with the dentist. That's really good.
Yeah.
That's a good one. So skincare is not just for women, it's for men too.
Men, you too. We address, you know, men's shaving needs. We have a product exclusively for their shaving needs. Men need skincare too, not just women. Men have many needs. I mean, they have issues that could be folliculitis from shaving.
Tell us what that is, because I'm when you're saying that, I'm thinking about how many times men have.
Oh,
we
well,
don't want to talk too bad about them, but we know they need to.
Yeah, a lot of times with shaving, sometimes they get the ingrown hairs, and with the ingrown hairs, you know, and the skin cells, the follicle gets clogged, and men can break out. They can get pretty irritated, and you know, they do need to address those needs. They need to know how to shave properly. the proper skin. A lot of men, what they do is they'll, you know, shave first and then jump in the shower. What you need to do is shower, warm up the skin, soften up the skin, and then you take your razor, you heat the blade up, put the proper emulsion on the face, and then you shave.
Wow, those
so
are some
there's
really
just
good tips.
little tips that most men know, but some don't. They try to do the 2-for-1 in the shower, shaving, and you know. But there's a way to go about
Really
doing
quick.
it. So, and we will when we do facials, we do address those needs. So things are tailored and specialized for everybody's needs.
And Cathy, you were talking about that nice, crisp, executive look.
Yeah, men need to look great for their jobs, but they also want to look good for the women in their lives. So it helps them to look good and feel good, have the tools they need to create that healthy go and glow look.
That's nice. You know, you see men doing manicures. You can tell now when a well-manicured man. So thinking about having their face look as good as everything else looks is really an important part of the package. Absolutely.
It is important to them, and they need to know that there's a place that they can go where it will answer their questions and help them with the products and the services they need to get the look that they're looking for.
And that was one of the reasons why I decided on the business name called Face Fitness. I wanted it to be open not only to women but to men as well.
Yeah, and fitness really
And the fitness
gets men.
thing,
Yeah.
and the skin gym concept is something that men are like, oh, cool.
Watch out, because they might come in their jogging suits. Although I think I'm aging myself when I say jogging suits. What are they called now? Yoga pants?
Active wear.
Oh, active wear. Active wear. Thank you. So I see you have, I've seen those before, the Microdermabrasion machine.
It's a Microdermabrasion machine. Actually, it's been around for years and years. It started in the early 80s. Doctors used to dermabrade to remove scars, and it was kind of a bloody procedure.
Ooh.
And when AIDS came on the market, they had to figure out how to hone in on the blood pathogens, and somebody decided, why don't we do something enclosed, and so they came up with the concept of microdermabrasion. Microdermabrasion actually is a mechanical exfoliation. It is not like the products out on the market that you can buy. It's an actual machine where it's a kind of like power washing the skin. We have
You've got really good analogies. I must
power
say.
wash,
Dentist, gym, fitness.
Power
you're the
wash,
best.
sandblasting. I don't know. It could be a lot of things.
Would there be a different? You have to make a half-an-hour appointment for a power wash, and for a sandblast, we need a full hour.
It is actually a mechanical exfoliation. There's no chemical involved. Actually, women who are pregnant can actually have this service because there's no chemical involved.
Oh.
I mean, we certainly watch for skin coloration and certain things like that, but it is a phenomenal service of where the skin is polished, and it will address texture. It will address coloration. We can also address scar. Now, it depends on the scar, but sometimes we can soften a scar, or people have certain marks specifically on the face, and it's like just this one area, and we can kind of buff it down and soften it up. Microdermabrasion is very technician oriented. There's some people that said, "Oh, microdermabrasion never worked." Well, you haven't come to us yet. So there is a technique to it, and I have done it for years. I started back in 2000, so we have like over 13 years experience just doing that.
Just microdermabrasion. And what if your skin is automatically sensitive? You know, if you have sensitive skin, is that still something good that you would recommend, or would you do a different kind of a...
There are so many different treatments depending on what we can do. If someone has a lot of redness or capillaries or even rosacea, certainly we would not be going and doing an aggressive treatment. That's where getting the skin healthy first. Once you have that skin healthy with the right regimen, the right products, then we can start really pushing it. It's like a personal trainer. You know, you never ran a marathon, so you're not expected to be running miles. You work up to that, and eventually you can run that marathon. So, you know, a personal trainer, what they do is they get you in shape, and they work you before the point of injury to get those muscles built up. So it's kind of what we equate it to with skincare. We get the skin healthy, and then we can transform once it's healthy.
You're talking my language again, trainer, and one step at a time, and getting to know your body in this conversation, getting to know your skin. And I just can't believe the thoughts going on in my head is how much we go to just the grocery store and buy products that we're guessing or that we think are good for our skin, and how we could be doing more harm than good.
Well, anti-aging is very interesting because there are, with anti-aging products, there are things in anti-aging products that can be an irritant to the skin, to create that cell proliferation, to create that puffiness. You know, there's different types of peels that we do. There's lactic acid, there is glycolic acid, salicylic acid, and each specific acid has a specific mechanics as to actually what it does on the skin. So once you have the skin where you want it, to keep peeling back, and peeling back, and sometimes people will go on products that have, retinoids are very, very good. But what we like to do is when we get you where we want you to back off and just nourish and protect, not constantly peel back, because what you're then doing is breaking down the barrier of the skin. Then it creates all kinds of problems. It's like somebody with acne constantly trying to dry their skin out. Well, they dehydrate it to the point where the enzyme activity in the skin is compromised. And then there's a whole other, you know, catapult of problems that occur. So knowing chemistry, cosmetic chemistry is very important. How it's applied is very, very important.
And knowing what's best for each individual.
Exactly.
So recapping, as we're coming to the end of the program, recapping all this information, drink your water, and drink your water. As I said, I start off with 2 large glasses of water every morning before I even touch that cup of coffee.
We also like people to eat their water. And what we mean by eat their water, fruits, vegetables, your fatty essential oils. And you know what? The fountain of youth or a cream just doesn't happen like that. A lot of people don't like hearing the fact that it's intrinsic and extrinsic. It's everything. And everybody's looking for that quick fix. There's no quick fix.
That's really true. And we want to always remember, we're going to brush our teeth before we go to bed. We have to wash our face. It's amazing when people tell me they leave that mascara on or different things. Take it all off. Moisturize your face. Make sure that you have the right product that you're using for your face. Consult somebody who can tell you what the best regimen is for your face. You've heard it all here, and I just want to say thank you so much for helping to educate our viewers.
Thank you.
You two we've just touched the surface.
Just touched the surface.
Just touched the surface. We're going to definitely have to come back again. Absolutely. So once again, you've heard all the information. We appreciate those emails, all the questions that you send in, because we want to be a service to you and bring you the information that's going to help, in some cases, change your life, and in this case, change your fitness of your face. So once again, thank you. And we also want to thank Donna from Miracle Water, one of our newest sponsors as well. And we want to thank Face Fitness for sponsoring this program today. And until next time, remember to focus on your health, because your health matters.